Hello and welcome to GeekatPlay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorial, we'll look how to optimize your scenery with a large ecosystem. So we'll look how we can create some objects that help us to reduce polygon count for ecosystem plants. So let's begin by look on one of the plant. And right here is we have a plum tree. So when we're creating, you'll notice amount of polygons and start counting for this tree. And that is okay when it's maybe one tree, but it's already 19,000. But what if we have it 100,000 other trees, so you have it over billions of polygons and your system start using? The one way to reduce polygon counts and also increase performance, it is convert those trees in alpha planes. The reason is why, because for the faraway distance, we don't really see this 3D objects. What we see, it's a flat shape up front. So let's go ahead and create some alpha planes from our trees. And we'll begin with this plum tree. So what I want to do, I want to go bring up, be sure I don't have any roots hiding behind. We'll also readjust camera. As a camera, I like to set at least 55 millimeters. So it will be approximate our eye see and with less distortions as well. Next, we'll position camera, so we'll have it about a same eye level without any distortions. And next, what we're going to do, it's a preset lighting. The one thing about lighting, what you want, it's use the lighting the same that you will use in your scenery. So in many cases, in this workflow, you want preset lighting. If you don't know the safe way to do it, just set lighting on a middle and maybe a little bit lower. So you have it very generic lighting applied to your tree with almost no side shadows. So it's kind of safe way to go. So let's go ahead inside the atmosphere. Couple things I want to change. It's set to global radiosity, so we'll receive some lighting between leaves. Okay, next we can increase or decrease sunlight. In this case, you kind of will know which way you want to go. If you go with ambient, there will be less shadows cast between leaves. So let's go ahead about same what we had before. Sky fog, I'll just drop a little bit yellowish color that give me with the decay, and as well I take it down ground and haze. So I want no aerial effect on my leaves at that time. I want to sharper them as possible. Okay, and we can disable wind. Okay, here we prepare our atmosphere. And next, what we're going to do, it is creating preset our render. For this, we'll go inside render, and you want to use at least final or higher quality. We'll go use render to screen for this. And again, for some distance trees, you want to use it maybe about 640 or 800 pixel resolution. The reason is why, because it's far away trees, we don't need it that high resolution. But if you're using this tree to close up render, you probably want to have a little bit higher resolution for them, for the image it will create it. For this tutorial, I will use the 800 by 450. The one was most important for me, it's to create an alpha mask, and we'll use it enable multipass for this. So let's go edit, enable. We'll go inside the object mask, and I will want to enable plum tree magic mask. So we'll disable the cloud mask, and we'll go to see on some other ones which we don't need it, just to reduce amount of information. Okay, next what I want to do, it's a save in right place. So we'll just go ahead right here and create tree 1, and we'll save it as Photoshop PSD format, so I'll have it multiple layers. Right here you notice I have it 2 layers and 6 channels as an app. Let's click OK, and let's go ahead and render this image. So you notice it will render quite a bit fast for this plant. Okay, when it's done, let's close it. Let's go ahead and create some different type of the tree. So we have multiple alpha planes. So we have the plum tree right here. It's quite a bit smaller. We can move away. We also have our summer cherry tree. I'll reposition this a little bit in a distance. So I'll cover everything, but all tree as well. Okay, but before render, I want to go inside and readjust. So I will set this tree 2. As well, on the object mask, I want to be sure it's enabled summer cherry tree, not plum tree as before. Let's click OK. And we're ready to render. Okay, it's almost done. So at this point, we finished to render our tree. Let's go inside the Photoshop application and we'll go to open those images. So I'm just drag and drop them. At this point, you can see we have one tree and second tree, both of them. To select, what I want to do is going inside the channels. We have a channel right here, plum tree. On a PC, just press Ctrl and left click. On a Mac, I think it's Option and click, left click. So we'll select the channel. Sure, we layer set on colors. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, copy paste, and disable our background. Next, I'm going to take crop tool and just readjust this image. Okay, one thing you will write on a bottom, I can cut off, so because alpha plane will place it directly on the surface, so I don't want a root kind of hanging, but I want to be sure I have it all of them so I can select better position for this. Right here we have the one plant. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. And when I'm saving, I want to save this image as PNG24 at least, so we have it our alpha transparency save it. Okay, we'll go ahead and save image tree 1 PNG. Okay, we'll go to our second tree. We'll do same thing. Let's go to channels, select, and we go ahead and adjust this one. And you notice for this tree, I have a little bit different area that is kind of clipping. Press OK. You also have it all other ones. So if you're interested, you can save as the different colors or bark and readjust maybe at that point some other modifications you want applied. So we'll go File, Save. We'll save same as PNG, same settings. We'll just save tree 2. Click OK. This time we can come back to our view application. So let's create brand new scenery. Okay, and okay, so right now we're inside the view and we're ready to work on alpha plane. So let's create one, and I'm going ahead and loading pictures. Okay, let me go select here. Okay, navigating inside, and I will select tree1.png. So when I open the view, will ask me if this is sequence, because we have a tree 1, tree 2, and you can have some animations as well applied, very even simple animations to this way. But for me, I want just static, so I want to use this one. Click no. You notice it's already applied some alpha planes, and a couple things we can move. We can modify if we want to apply proportional to our alpha planes, and I want to be sure it's enabled billboard. Billboard will make alpha planes always facing to the camera. So you can see right here tree, and if we take our camera and move it, the tree still facing towards camera all the time. So it's kind of rotating this plane, and this way it's easier for the distance, so you don't need to realign them. Let's go take our sunlight and also put in position that was before. Okay, on our alpha plane, we can do a couple things here. One, you can disable cast shadows or receive shadows, and sometimes it's work well. Mostly if you do on a far away, it will save you some stuff, some memory and render. But I will just leave it for this test. As well, we can go inside effects and just slightly increase ambient light. Reason is why, because sometimes light's position may affect slightly different on the our leaves. Also, why I said before, it's kind of important to have the same atmosphere settings. If we look right now on this render, you'll notice we have this little bit ghosting going around our leaves, and reason why, because our atmosphere settings was slightly different. So, but we will adjust our lighting a little bit later, so this ghosting will disappear. Let's create another alpha plane for our second tree. Okay, we'll click OK. Again, we'll click billboard, so it will adjust. And we'll notice right here proportionally it will just stretch all the way, and if we adjust it will be same as original. So we'll click OK. And at this point you will notice our alpha plane for this tree little bit wrong size, so we can increase to look a little bit more like original. Go. Okay, and let's go ahead and save this. So I'm going save object. Okay, and this one will be tree 2. Okay, we'll go to this one and we'll save this object as well as a tree 1. Okay, at this point we can go ahead and delete these two objects. Next we can let's create some terrain. We can create a little bit larger terrain. Let's edit. Just move out, so we'll have a little bit more interesting terrain to look. Okay, click OK. We'll open. Let's replace this material with some grass material. Okay, we'll take our camera and position a little bit farther away so we can preview. Okay, next we'll go ahead and create ecosystem layer. And now instead of add plants, we'll just go ahead add objects. Okay, tree 1. And we'll go ahead add another object. Tree 2. Okay, now we can go ahead and click populate to preview this scenery. Let's slightly adjust our atmosphere so we'll have it some similar look what we have before. So I'm just take a little bit decreasing. Right here we'll increase, and at this point you can also modify haze and other options if you need it. Okay, we'll save this way. And here's our preview. Okay, so right here you can see we have our distance populated with the trees. We do need to rework a little bit more maybe to matching colors and everything, but you can see we already have a very nice population, a lot of trees populated at this point. But look on the amount of polygons we only using with alpha planes. So it's already achieved quite a bit nice effect. We can rework a little bit more with the lighting. Okay, let's go this way. Just bring a little bit harder so we're matching colors that our original trees was created with. Okay, we'll go on a lighting. Again, this is already just adjustment, but overall you can see Okay, and let's go, you know what, let's increase density a little bit higher and just pop up scaling. We have a lot of instances, but again, we have a very low polygon count. Normally, we will probably be in the millions already at that point. So just take our camera and point just slightly below. So I want to see edge right here, this area, and render one more time. And you can see on this distance, it looks exactly the same as your normal ecosystem populations, except the variations. Of course, in the trees, we have only 2 trees. So if you want to have a better variation, create more alpha planes and you can reuse. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial from GeekatPlay Studio. Please remember to visit us on the web is www.geekatplay.com.